Alright, so today I'm going to be talking about the South Asian rainforest for Bio 110. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is abiotic and biotic factors of the rainforest. So some abiotic factors of the rainforest is stuff like temperature, how thin and moist the soil is there, the freshwater springs, the average rainfall of it, and the humidity. Those are all abiotic factors. The temperature in the rainforest is usually very high. The soil is usually very moist. There is a lot of freshwater springs around. It has a lot of rainfall. And then humidity is very high as well. It kind of makes you feel very sticky. The average rainfall is usually higher through the months of January through October. During October through December, it is more low just because of the change in colder weather. Some biotic factors of the Asian rainforest would be things like the beagle tiger, the jamba fruit dove, bamboo, elephants, orangutans, toucans, mud snakes, water dragons, manatees, and then sloths. So you've got both your aquatic and land animals that are living in the rainforest for a biotic living factor. The next thing I'm going to talk about is the animals and plants that live in the rainforest. So some of the animals that live there is the king cobra. Its niche is a predator. Its habitat is trees and bamboo thickets. The king cobra is the #1 predator for the forest of Asia. Another animal is the dawn bat. It is classified for the niche as a pollinator. Its habitat is mangroves and lowlands. This next animal, I'm going to butcher the name, sorry, Burke, but it is a barbisrua. It's a type of dove, but it's a predator, and it lives in the rivers and rainforests lowlands. The next animal is a silver gibbon, which is a bird. It lives in trees and forest floors. Its niche is a seed disperser, my bad. Another animal is the jamba fruit bat, so it is a pollinator, and it lives in the swamps for its habitat. Some of the plants that live in the rainforests of Asia is of course, the Bengal bamboo. Its niche is a food provider and habitat for many of the animals, such as pandas. Pandas eat bamboo, and then some of the insects and everything live in it as a habitat. Its habitat, it's just scattered in patches across the rainforest floors. Another plant is a kapuk tree. So its niche is for oxygen and homes. So it provides homes for animals like orangutans, birds, insects. It also provides oxygen for the rainforest. Its habitat is the rainforest floors. The next thing I'm going to talk about is the predator and prey in the Amazon rainforest. So, as said before, one of the top predators in the Asian rainforest is the king cobra. Its favorite prey is the peacock, but it also eats a lot of other things. I'll show you in the food web later. But it eats mongoose, rat snakes, chincadas, liontail, macus. It is the #1 predator for the Asian rainforest. Another top predator for the Asian rainforest is the beagle tiger. So most of the time it likes to eat wild boar or mongoose. Just depends really on what it can find. The next predator is a Burmese python. Its prey is a red muntjac, it's of the deer family. Or it likes to eat mongoose as well. And this is the food chain I was telling you about. So this is the one of the king cobra. So as you can see from the bottom, starting out, of course, we have the sun, and then spanning out, it helps grow the Indian weeds, the grasses, the berries. It helps the crocodile eggs begin to, crack, and the crocodiles can go out. And then, of course, like the bushbat berries and or the bush rats eat the Indian berries, and then the frogs come out, and the snakes eat those, and then the scorpions will eat the crocodile eggs, and then the mongoose will eat the scorpions, and the lion-tailed macaque will eat the Indian weeds, and all of this is pretty much eaten by the king cobra. So as you can see, the king cobra will eat crocodile eggs, rat snakes, chincadas, mongoose, all of that. He is one of the, as I said, top predators for this area of the rainforest in Asia. This next thing is my food web. So you can't see it very well in this picture, but I am going to submit it in my worksheet area so you can see the whole thing. Pretty much at the bottom, from what you can't see, it's the decomposers and the detritivores. You'll start out there, and so that's your, aquatic plants, your leaves, your fruits, your nuts kind of thing. And then you'll go up and you go to like your lizards, your teprees. I don't know how to pronounce this one very well, but the capybaras, it's a type of land animal. But from there, your lizards and your tree frogs will eat your insects, and the squirrel monkey will eat the tree frogs, and then the anacondas will eat the capybaras, the toucans. At the top of the list, from what you can't see, so you'll have your anacondas, and then the jaguars will eat the anacondas, so that's on the top part there that you can't see. And then you have your harpy eagle on the other side of the top, and the ocelots will be eaten by the harpy eagle, the squirrel monkeys, the toucans, the lizards, all of them the eagle will eat. But like I said, I'll submit it in the worksheet so you can kind of see the whole thing. The next thing I'm going to talk about is competitive relationship in the Asian forest. So one of the competitive relationships I found was the teaks and the orchids. So down on the bottom left-hand side there, you will see the orchid plant, and then up in the top corner is the teak trees. So the teak trees, when they start to blossom and grow, if there is an orchid nearby, the orchid will end up dying because the teak tree will overpower it and take all the oxygen and water from the soil so that it can grow, and the orchid flower will end up dying inevitably because the teak tree will overpower it. And fun fact, while we're at it, I'm talking about orchids. Orchids are actually an endangered species. They are very close to going extinct, which is kind of hard to believe because, you see orchids in nurseries and stuff being bloomed, but they are actually an endangered species, well, an endangered plant. They said in the research I did that in the next century we probably won't have any orchid plants anymore. So the next thing I'm going to talk about is the type of relationships that we have in the forest. So we have a mutualism relationship. So that is the capuchin monkey and flowering trees. So when the monkey feeds on the nectar in the flowers by lapping it up, it gets pollen on their face, which when they go to eat from another nectar of the flower, it will transfer to the other flowers when they go to eat somewhere else. So it will pollinate the flowers, and then the flowers will continue to grow, and the capuchin monkey can continue to feed. The next thing we're going to talk about is extinct and endangered species. So one of the extinct animals that once lived in this ecosystem was an exotic cheetah. So that is the bottom left or right hand side in the pictures. The last 3 of these animals died on the same day. It was a hunter, and he killed the last 3 cheetahs that lived in the Asian rainforest in the same day. None of these have been seen since 1947, so it's been almost 15, 20 years, and we still haven't seen any in this area of the rainforest. Another endangered species is the orangutan, which is in the bottom left corner, and then the beagle tiger, which is up top. The reason the orangutan is being endangered is because of habitat destruction and hunting. So a lot of people, are tearing down trees and stuff. They're tearing down the flowers that they feed off of, the berries and everything. They're killing all of them. And so the orangutans don't have anything to eat or live in. And then another thing is the hunting. So it's the same thing with the beagle tiger. There is less than 4,000 tigers left in the Asian rainforest because of hunting. Most of the time people will hunt these animals for their fur, or for the orangutan. For some reason, I guess monkey tastes good because some cultures will eat an orangutan for whatever reason. But current environmental problem that we're having in the Asian rainforest is deforestation, of course. So cities and populations are growing. Obviously, our population is rising a lot here lately, especially with COVID, everybody being stuck inside. And so they're tearing down a majority of the forest so that they can make more room for buildings and plantations and stuff, so they can build and expand for the population that is up and rising. But it is killing animals, and it's destroying their habitats. It's damaging the soils to where nothing can really grow like it used to. So it's a very big problem that they're having, and there's not really nothing much that they care to do for it, because they're just gonna keep destroying it to build bigger plantations and communities and stuff, because inevitably the economy will make more money off of it, and I guess they think we don't need trees. But so in conclusion, the Asian rainforest of South Asia is a very cool ecosystem. It has a lot of different, animals and insects and stuff. And each animal has, its own niche that provides for all of the rainforest, that does special things to keep the rainforest, going for everybody to be able to eat and live. There are a couple of problems, with endangered species and extinct ones, and then, deforestation and everything. But all in all, I think it'd be cool one day to go visit the Asian rainforest if I ever get out there. But I'm pretty content where I'm at right now. I don't like humidity that much, so I'll probably end up, just staying here. But I hope you enjoyed my presentation, and thank you for listening.